What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We ultimately have 3 realistic rebuilds left to do. That includes Denver, Dallas, and Milwaukee. And funny enough, there's actually a huge trade rumor right now about the Denver Nuggets and their attention on Zach Lavine potentially. So I figured what better thing to do than go ahead and loop that rumor into this video, as we have a Denver Nuggets realistic rebuild where we'll be trading for Zach Lavine. So basically, this is a Zach Lavine Denver Nuggets rebuild based off the rumor that's been reported by The Athletic. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like at this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We all kind of know the story behind Zach Lavine. Obviously, the Bulls will probably eventually move on from him. The only problem and why they haven't been able to move on from him is contract is not that great. But a team like Denver, who's looking to obviously continue to compete for championships, sounds like they might be interested in Zach Lavine's services, which is fairly interesting. And the only way you make that happen, obviously, is if Michael Porter Jr. is involved in the trade, because Denver doesn't have a lot of big contracts to match Zach Lavine's salary. So this is kind of what the trade apparently could reportedly look like. So it's going to be Michael Porter Jr. and Zeke Naji, and then apparently like a pick swap or something along the lines of that. But yeah, it would basically be something along the lines of this. And I actually think this could be decent compensation for Chicago, because Michael Porter would be a great fit next to Josh Giddey going forward. And eventually there might be a team interested in trading for Michael Porter. You know, teams love big guys that can shoot, and he's 6'10", and obviously can shoot the hell out of the ball. So I definitely think this is a worthwhile value for Zach Lavine. This could be the best offer you'd ever receive for Lavine at this point. We do have to include one small contract, so I guess we can include like THT or something. So again, and then a pick apparently has to be involved, but we can't trade a pick in this scenario. There's like no picks we can trade. So I don't know if Denver can, dig deep in their barrel for a pick, but we're going to do this straight up. Porter and Zeke Naji for Lavine. If Denver could do this without a pick, I definitely understand it. And if Chicago gets Michael Porter back in return, I think that's decent. It's a decent return in my opinion. So we're going to make that happen, override that trade. Now, Zach Lavine is going to be on this Denver Nuggets squad. So this will be very interesting. So with that all being said, this is what your new rotation is looking like. So you got Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Zach Lavine, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Peyton Watson, Glenn Strother, and now Talen Horton-Tucker can also, I guess, join up the rotation as well. So very interesting. I do understand it because Jamal Murray hasn't been like the same guy this year. He tends to turn up in the playoffs, so maybe get that again. But Lavine could obviously take some pressure off Jamal Murray. Michael Porter is a great shooter, but Lavine can actually handle the ball. Porter's not really a guy that handles like that. He obviously is more of like an off-ball guy, which is perfect next to Jokic, but Lavine will be great off-ball too. So yeah, I actually understand the philosophy behind this trade. We'll submit the rest of year one, and we'll see how it goes with Lavine on this Nuggets team and see if it works out according to 2K. So that all being said, one other thing we want to look at is shots and C's fairly quickly. So let's move Lavine up to an 80, and Murray can obviously stay like an 87. But yeah, ultimately, we need Lavine to shoot. We need Murray to be great, and Jokic obviously will continue to do his thing. So let's simulate the rest of year number one, and let's see how this finishes out according to 2K. So yeah, let's see how it works out. Today's video is brought to you by Daily Grind Fantasy's Optimizer. If you plan after just Prize Picks, Underdog, or any of these other DFS apps, having a tool like this is awesome to have, finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research. So as you can see, we're up on the Prize Picks board at the moment, and while there's no NBA games tonight as I'm recording this on Wednesday, there are some games tomorrow, and we actually have a hockey play on the board as well. So Miro Heiskanen over a point for the Dallas Stars, so that's pretty favored by books. And you have Luka Doncic under 38.5 points plus rebounds. I just saw a report that he didn't practice, so I don't know if he's going to play anyway. You have the under on Kyrie, so I'd be very careful about those, especially if Luka Doncic gets ruled out. That under would look really bad on Kyrie, I would imagine. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot of value outside of that. You got like a college basketball play under 11.5 points. But usually when there's a lot of games, there's a lot more value, which is why we love this tool. So make sure to check it out. Links down in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. Also, make sure to check out Prize Picks. I mean, you probably have heard of Prize Picks at this point. I mean, it's been very popular for a while. But to check it out right now would be a good idea, because they have a free square on Nikola Jokic on Christmas Day. If you play $5, you get $50 instantly. So make sure you use code Crushables for that. Other than that, let's get back to rebuilding the Denver Nuggets. So Doncic wins MVP, Jeremy Kane's Rookie of the Year, Ahmed Thompson Sixth Man, Wemby Defensive Player, Suggs Most Improved, and Jokic is your Clutch Player, and Tom Thibodeau is your Coach of the Year, and Jordan Hobson is your Executive. So here's on my first team. Jokic makes it, which is obviously not surprising. And then what else we got? Got anything else going on here? Not really, but we did end up as the 60 in the West, and we draw the Oklahoma City Thunder in round 1, which should make for a very interesting first round series for us. But let's go to an ammo rotation for these playoffs. That way, you know, Michael Malone tends to shrink in his rotation quite a bit in the playoffs anyway. But yeah, you got Lavine, Aaron Gordon, Jokic all on fire, along with Russell Westbrook as well. So hopefully we can come out here and potentially upset the Thunder in round 1. It's going to be a tough task, but we'll see how it ends up. So obviously OKC's got Shea, Casey Wallace, Lou Dort, J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, who's been great for them, Caruso, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins. So somebody current round against OKC. Moment of truth. Does Zach Lavine help this team get back to the finals? Let's find out. And no, we lose in 5. So that was very quick work. We didn't even stand a chance, really. So not great as far as the first result of that trade. And while Chicago, on the other hand, isn't in the bracket, so they missed the playoffs still. But again, I still think getting Porter back in return for Lavine is decent value. I really do. I actually like that a lot for Chicago. I think he fits next to getting long term, and even if you don't want to keep him, I think you'd get a first or two for him in the future, just based off what kind of player he can, or what kind of player he can be for contending teams. But here are all your retirements, and let's go to the draft lottery and let's see what we got going on here. Although obviously I don't even think we have a first round pick. The Blazers get 1, Chicago number 2. So Chicago is gonna have Giddey, Michael Porter, and then they could draft either Ace Bailey or Cooper Flag. So they're gonna be in business soon. Based off this 2K theory, or I guess this scenario in 2K where we traded for Lavine, which I definitely think it's possible to happen in real life. I don't think it's the most unrealistic trade in the world at all. But our pick is going to Denver from the Aaron Gordon trade, I imagine. So, or going to Orlando, I should say. So Michael Malone, of course, is going to stick around to be the head coach. So we got to figure out how can we put this team back in the map where we could be contenders, and maybe we won't be able to do that, but we're going to try. So player options. We got Russell Westbrook declining. We got Dario Saric, Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson. It's going to help that these 3 guys alone, who are still under 24 years old, all should develop. That should help out quite a bit. Their overall should go up even more. I don't expect like a huge development jump, but definitely should be something. Wow, Russell Westbrook is a free agent and he wants $20 million. I mean, there's no world where I think Russ is going to get that kind of money ever again. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that happening, so we will definitely not be giving that to him. Okay, so Jamal Murray is our point guard. Christian Brown, Julian Strawther, that looks good, so I like that. Zach Lavine, the small forward. You low-key could swap Brown and Lavine. I mean, you could do that. I don't know if, like, Brown... I mean, I know Brown would go up. Lavine... Oh, he stays the same. So, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Let's do that. So, Christian Brown would go up to an 83. Should have done that earlier, to be honest. We'll do that. Lavine stayed literally the same overall, but he might regress. But Lavine, Julian Strawther, and then Brown's at the 3 instead. Gordon, Peyton Watson. And honestly, I think we can move Peyton Watson to small forward, and he'd go up too. So, let's move Peyton Watson to 3. So, I like that too as well. And now we can kind of focus on what can we get done in free agency. So Sarge is our backup 5. Deron Holmes obviously got hurt before the season even started last year, if I remember correctly. And now we pretty much, you know, like I said, we could resign Russell Westbrook, but I'm not going to do that, clearly. This doesn't make any sense to do that. But I did see Vince Williams here, and he's been here every single time lately. And, I mean, I actually think we signed Vince Williams because he's a great player to get at this point. And then we'll get Vince Williams, hopefully, so he does sign. So I guess that's actually going to move Peyton Watson back to power forward because he'll be the backup 4 again, and then Vince Williams will be our backup small forward. So that works out that way. So sorry, Peyton Watson, I'm going to put you back at the 4. So he'll be our backup power forward, and the backup center spot is obviously where things really come into play here. And there was Drummond. I noticed there's Henry Williams listed as center. What the hell? I never realized that. Craig, Steven Adams. All right, let's go to day 12 because clearly we're not going to get anything going on here. I don't think there's like a player we can trade away to get a good center, but I could be wrong. Let's go take a look. So it would be funny if we could get like Capella or something, but that's not going to be plausible. There's Cornette. There's Torrey Craig, who's also listed at center. Interesting. Drew Eubanks, Christian Wood, DeAndre Jordan. All right, what about if we go to all centers? Is there anybody here? So Drummond is still here. We did get him in a previous video, or probably yesterday, actually, with the Suns. But, I mean, this is kind of where we're at this point. And then Diabate is actually interesting. 23 years old. Could we get him on a contract? Maybe. Can we get him? I think we can. So could we get him? Yeah, I'll do that over Drummond. We got Drummond yesterday, so we're going to get Diabate this time, who I believe was in Charlotte. And now he's going to be coming to Denver. And we got Lavine down to an 83 overall, which I kind of expected to end up happening. Watson's up to 79. Strawther's up to 79. Diabate's to 76. And then Christian Brown's up to an 84. So those are the 3 guys I kind of talked about developing. So we didn't do anything crazy this offseason. Like, we didn't, I don't know. The roster didn't change all that much. We got Diabate. We got Vince Williams off the bench. But, I mean, this team is already kind of where they're at. It's not like we can do a whole lot. These last few teams we've been rebuilding, the teams are kind of all in already. So it's not like we can really change much based off realism. So that all being said, we'll load this draft class and we'll take a look at the rotation all together. And we'll see if this year our fortune changes at all. Or changes at all. We got in playoffs. We got bounced very easily in round 1 by Oklahoma City, which is a tough matchup to draw, obviously. OKC is a tough team in real life and especially in 2K. But we are a 4.5 pace and space team, and Michael Malone's system is preferred defense, but clearly pace and space seems to be our best system. So let's go ahead and move Mike Malone to a preferred pace and space system. So that should be fine. So we'll rock with that really quickly, and we'll take a look at the rotation now. So rotationally this year, Murray, Lavine, Brown, Gordon, Jokic, Strawther, Watson, Vince Williams, and Diabate. It's not a bad looking team. We'll see how it ends up, but ultimately we didn't change much. We should still be in the playoffs if I had to guess, if we missed the playoffs and things drastically went wrong, but we should be there, and we'll see how we do. If I stop at the deadline at all, which I know we're under 500, we need to turn that around. What the hell is going on? 2K. We got freaking Jokic. All right, we're starting to get on a win streak now. We should be good. So another MVP award for your boy Luka Doncic, Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year in Washington. Dylan Harper's your 6th man. So the Bulls ended up taking Dylan Harper. So that's pretty interesting. Wemby Defensive Player, Jarris Walker Most Improved, and Jaylen Brown Clutch Player. Coach here goes to Jason Kidd. So we're still in the thick of things in the West, but Jokic makes All NBA first team still, which is great. Here's All NBA third team, All Defensive first team, and All Defensive second team. All rookie first team and all rookie second team. So we are the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, which feels better than being the 6th seed. We're going to be playing against the Grizzlies, so we'll see how this one winds up. We got eliminated round 1 last year, but Strawther's really stepped up, and we went ahead and extended the man as well. Playing great for us, 13 off the bench with 37% shooting from 3. He's going to be cheap for the next 2 years, and then after that, his contract will kick in, but I felt like he was worth it going forward. Christian Brown, 10 points, 7 from Peyton Watson, 5 from Vince Williams, and 5 and 5 from Diabate. So overall, I think a really solid rotation, but obviously the ultimate goal is trying to go on a deep run here and bring this team another championship. So let's see how this ends up going. Can we at least get out of round 1? We get Memphis in round 1, Zach Edey versus Jokic. Hopefully Jokic can just, and we beat them. So we beat them in 5, and now we get to play Minnesota, which is a team that Nuggets have history with, and they replaced, I guess they got Jalen Duren on the team. How did they afford him? He signed for $2 million. Are you kidding me? Why couldn't you have done that with us, dude? Like, are you serious? That would have been insane to have him off the bench for $2 million. But whatever, it is what it is. So game 1 goes to us, win by 4. Game 2, they evened it up. Game 3, okay, so we got to win at least one more here at home, or we could be in trouble going down 3-1 to this team. But it looks like, well, we're on their ankles. Can we? No, we're not going to take the lead here, I don't think. So we will, in fact, be down 3-1 to this Minnesota team. So that is not great, obviously. So here goes nothing for this game 5 to ultimately push this to 6. Or are we going to lose in 5 here? It looks like we might lose in 5. So Minnesota is just too tough for us. It looked like we were going to make something happen, but Jamal Murray, unfortunately, went ghost in that game 5. It looked like I didn't even see him. What did he do? So Jamal Murray, 8 points, 4 of 13 from 3, or 4 of 13 from the field, just not great. Game 1, Jamal Murray had 22. Game 2, he had 30. Okay. Zach Lavine was pretty bad. I guess he only shot 5 times or 8 times. Yeah, it's just not overall not great, unfortunately. So we lose in 5. Now we're back to the drawing board. Minnesota does go all the way to the finals, though, so we did lose to the team that ultimately won the championship. I guess we can say, hey, we did what we could or whatever. But how do we make this team even better after that? Good question. I don't know. I have a little bit of an idea, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to execute it. So Michael Malone is going to stick around to be the head coach. We do have a draft pick at pick 28. So let's see. So number 28. All right. So yeah, that looks fine. So let's see. We're going to get at 28 late in this draft. We have Malachi Moreno. I have no idea. I guess we'll go ahead and take him. 19-year-old Kentucky prospect. Welcome to Denver. Cameron Boozer goes 1 and AJ goes 2 to Miami. 71 overall. Player options. Lavine accepts. We'll accept both of these. And then qualifying offers. Diabate and Christian Brown and Peyton Watson. All free agents. All guys we probably need to resign. So my idea was going after Luka Doncic. But, dude, we're negative 107. There's no shot we have any way of doing that. So we can flush that idea down the toilet. But it would be crazy if we could form Jokic and Doncic together. I mean, I did a video a long time ago on it. It was like one of my most popular videos. Surprise, surprise. But dude, yeah, that'd be crazy to pull off. But we're not even close to being able to. We'd have to trade everybody. We'd have to gut the whole roster just to have enough cap space to offer him. And that's just not plausible right now. That would make us really bad. So I don't even know why I thought that was going to be something we could do. All right, so once we sign everybody back, which I plan to do, wow, Brown wants a lot of money. But once I do that, we're definitely over the second apron. So the way we're gonna improve this roster after this, it's not gonna be easy at all. Like literally none. Like the way we improve this roster is gonna be so tough, to be honest with you. It's gonna be the toughest thing to possibly do, to low key. But all right, so we'll figure this out slowly, hopefully. So I did see, well, Deron Holmes might be a huge part of what we do. I did see Isaac out here, which would be interesting to bring in. But I mean, we got to try at least. Like, let's bring talent. He's a minimum contract. We're able to sign minimums. Diabate is going to have to be, continue to be our backup 5 probably. Drummond we could sign too, but Diabate, we're just going to rock with him today. And he is back. Did he go up in overall? He did. He's up to a 78 overall. All right. Aaron Gordon is down to an 83. Christian Brown still an 84. Jokic is down. Strawther and Peyton Watson are both up, which is clutch. So the rotation is well rounded, which I like. My one true idea is to trade Jamal Murray away. I don't know what else you do. Like, how else are we going to improve this roster? The man's making $50 million. So we're going to be able to trade him. We can't aggregate salaries. But if we trade him, change up the look of the roster, I guess, because that's like the one way I could think to maybe upgrade here. So maybe we trade 20, 30, and $50 million away, and we'll see what the offers are. So James, so far, I don't want 80 overall Paul George. No, thank you. I do not want 78 overall James Harden. That does not help us. Markkanen, no, I don't want him either. I don't even know where I'd play him. DeMar DeRozan, okay. Herbert Jones, Anthony Simons, and Kyle Kuzma. These trades suck. I hate all of them that I've seen so far, which I guess I can't be too upset about. Jamal Murray, I mean, do I take out the pick? Does that make a difference? It does not. So we're probably stuck with Jamal Murray. We cannot combine any salaries with them. We're screwed. We're going to pretty much have the same exact rotation going into year 3. But ultimately, that is where Denver is as a team right now. And it's not like it's a bad thing. Like, this is a really good team. It's just 2K. It's not working out in the 2K simulation. We are unfortunately going to have to cut Trey Alexander, though. So apologies there. We could have cut PJ Hall as well, I guess. I did not mean to click create and edit. I don't want to create my own draft class. What the hell is that guy? 84 overall in the draft? We low-key need him, but obviously we're going to load an actual draft class. Okay. We're going to... Oh, gosh. I'm going to choke to my words. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the season. We should still be good. We should be a good regular season team. At the deadline, we're going to make a trade. We have to. We can't just stay complacent. Whether that's trading Aaron Gordon, trading Jamal Murray, we got to try something. And we'll see if the deadline opens up any offers to us. So we're still at 4.5 proficiency, pace and space. And then let's see who's inserting themselves in rotation. So Isaac, that leaves Deron Holmes, Vince Williams on rotation, which is fine. So Isaac is playing. So to me, we can move Peyton Watson to the 3. So that's actually okay with me. So we'll do that. He's up to an 83. And now you got yourselves a well-rounded rotation. So like I said, to me, it's either Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon are out of here at the deadline to make an upgrade of some sort. If that's even going to be possible to do, we at least got to try it. I'll see you guys at the deadline to hopefully make that upgrade. And hopefully we're good enough to justify it. So far, we start off pretty hot or pretty cold as we're 3 games under 500, but this is how the season started last year. So hopefully things will turn around eventually. So we are at the deadline as we're 30-18 on the season right now. So we're good, but like I said, every time we've gotten to the playoffs, it has not worked out. So I'm still convinced we need to make a trade. So Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon has to go. I don't know which one, but one of them has to. I already threw, to be honest, I already threw Murray in a trade, and I didn't really see anything that I liked once again. It was very similar to what it was earlier, where it's James Harden, Paul George. Like, I don't want, obviously, any of them. Desmond Bane and Tyus Jones is interesting, but I don't think that changes too much about what we need, unfortunately, and we can't combine salaries with Jamal Murray. Markkanen is cool and all, but I don't, again, doesn't solve our problem, and we could get Jordan Poole, but we can't combine Diabate with him anyway. So to me, it's Aaron Gordon that has to go. So I'm going to throw Aaron Gordon in a first and see what the offers truly are. Hopefully we can get Josh Giddey and Jalen Smith. We get Desmond Bane. We get Miles Bridges. We can get Hardenstein. which is interesting because then you start, I mean, it gives us a legitimate backup 5. It really does, but I don't know. Is this what we're looking for? I can't answer that. OG Ananobi is fairly, well, we can't do that because he's making way more money than we can actually acquire. Claxton, so far, the only things I've liked is centers that are being offered to me. Tamati Kamara, Wiggins. All right. Do I do this? I don't know, man. I'm not sure I like it, but we literally did this in yesterday's video, didn't we? We got Hartenstein on what we were doing the Suns, right? We got Hartenstein, I think, or that was one of the previous videos we've gotten Hartenstein, but dude, we gotta try something, right? Aaron Gordon for Hartenstein, does that, I mean, it doesn't change our starting 5. It's gonna put Isaac in the starting 5, clearly, but this gives us such a better backup center. It's not even funny. I don't know. Let's see. Let's offer one more. Let's offer 2 first and see if that changes anything. But I'm convinced we need to make some. Maxi's crazy, but that would be wild. But it doesn't make a ton of sense if we have Jamal Murray already there. OG is still awesome, but again, we can't really do that. When we're doing this, we need front court. Mark Williams, Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Max. I mean, Maxi's crazy, but I think we got to do the Hartenstein trade. As weird as it sounds, I think that's our best bet of maybe going out there and getting it done. And I hate doing it. I hate trading Aaron Gordon away, but this will give us a really good bench player in Hartenstein, and he's in Utah for whatever reason. So we'll see how that looks. Now you're going to have Deron, or I guess they want to start Deron Holmes, which I totally disagree with. But it'll be Murray, Lavine, Christian Brown. Yeah, Deron Holmes, Jokic, Hartenstein will be off the bench. Peyton Watson, which we can move to power forward if needed. Diabate or Isaac. That kicks Isaac out of the rotation completely, which, again, I don't necessarily agree with. I think I'd rather start Isaac over Deron Holmes, but maybe they see something in Deron Holmes that I don't. Yeah, he just really hasn't played this season, so I'm not sure I like it. So Isaac will start, and that is what we'll rock with. And then we'll move Diabate to power forward, I guess, and we'll rock with that. So we'll see how that ends up. Hopefully that ends up paying off. We get Hartenstein rather than having Gordon. We can still look into trading Jamal Murray too, but every time we've obviously offered him up, I haven't seen anything that made sense or that I liked. And that's going to be it, pretty much. Bam Adebayo would be wild too, but yeah, not going to do it. All right, well, we're locked into this team. I feel like that's probably the last move we can truly make with this team, low-key. So this could be the final season, weirdly enough. And this video has been very short, but Denver is just, it's a tough team. And Lavine's already about to be an expiring contract as well. Or, sorry, about to be a free agent. So hopefully this is the run of all runs. I'll see how much Hartenstein changes our fortune, but hopefully it ends up paying off. I will say, though, it'll be the first time Denver has a center they can be confident in when Jokic is off the floor. That helps. So at the end of this potential final season, Wemby wins MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Boozer. Igor is your 6th man. Wemby also wins Defensive Player. And also, wow, the awards were dominated by like 2 people. What the? I mean, even the Spurs are here. Like, spread some wealth, man. Like, the only I guess Brooklyn's here too. But like, the only non-award is the Lakers and Nets. Everything else is going either to the Jazz or the Spurs. What the hell? I've never seen that. But Jokic makes NBA first team again. No surprise there. And then you got Jokic on all-defense first team. Cool. Well, that's awesome. We get the 3rd seed in the West, which is where we were last year. And here were your player stats. You had 27 from Jokic, 24 from Murray, 19 from Lavine, 12 from Strother, and then 10 from Christian Brown. I'm assuming they're going to want to... Nope, they're going to keep Isaac in the rotation, which I'm totally okay with. And we'll see if we can beat the Pelicans in round 1. If we can't do that, then ultimately this video was a failure. But what can you do? We worked with the grounds we had. Similar current round against New Orleans, and we're going to beat them in 4. But now we draw Dallas. Luka versus Jokic in the series is a ton of fun, but not a ton of fun to play them in 2K because Doncic, he's a tough out in 2K. But we do win game 1, and we win game 2. So far, so good. Are we about to sweep the Mavericks? No way. They're going to come back for 3-0, aren't they? Yep, here it comes. Nope, I'm not going to allow it to happen. Going to slow this bad boy down. We are not blowing a 3-0 lead. I will not do it, man. I can't stand for it. Oh, God. Are we going to go to a game 7? Please win this. Do not allow a game 7 to happen. All right. We're going to a game 7. Please, 2K, do not do this to me. No freaking way. We just blew 3-0 lead to Luka. I thought we were about to just smoke them there. We literally just did that. Well, that's the way the video ends. So ultimately, 2K suggest to the Nuggets, although 2K is obviously not gospel, do not trade for Zach Lavine. It will not work. Although I don't feel like the Denver Nuggets are a respected team in 2K to begin with. But we tried, man. It didn't work. It just didn't work. And sometimes when you do a rebuild, it fails. We all know about that. Especially if you're... I was about to shoot with Hardenstein. What am I doing? Okay, so we have Hardenstein and Jokic on the floor together, which, isn't too crazy. Mid-range Jamal Murray. I was open and I miss it still. Gafford gets the rebound. We actually blew it. Dude, I want to reset on this, actually. Get me out of here. We'll take the L, but I want to see if we can simcast again and if it's going to be the same way. Because I hate the fact that 2K thinks 3-0 leads are so common to be blown. And it's a close game here. We might blow it still. Are we going to still blow it? No, we're going to beat them. So just wipe your memory, pretend it never happened, Men in Black style, and we should be good. Minnesota, we lost to them earlier. Let's see how this one goes. 1-0. We even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. Hey, man. We're in the finals. So in an alternate world, we made it. But we might lose to Detroit. We win game 2. They even it up probably. Nope, they're going to beat us. So we deserve the loss, don't we? I'm not even going to give myself the luxury of sim casting because we're not even supposed to be here. We lost in the second round. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work. Lavine to Denver did not work according to 2K. But I understand the idea behind it. I really do. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a fun rumor rebuild. Do you guys think it will actually happen though? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I think this is going to be a shorter video, so I do apologize for that. But there will be a short uploaded later. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.